Bullet loses 1/10 of its velocity after penetrating a wooden plank. How many planks are required to stop the bullet? So what I'll do is I'll try to introduce a rough diagram and then explain the concept based on the diagram. So it goes like this. Say this is the bullet. This is the bullet and it hits the, well, let's say it is first fired with velocity u. It hits the plank first. Let us say the distance covered, which is the thickness of one plank, is x. So this distance is x. This is also x, 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 and we don't know how many x are there. Okay. Now, let's say the whole discussion is restricted to the first plank alone. So let's write that first. For the first plank, right? For the first plank, we can say, or rather we can apply the equation of motion and we can write it as v square minus u square is equal to 2as. Now, the bullet emerges out of the plank with velocity v. Okay, so let us say this is how the bullet emerges out of the plank, right? So when the bullet is here at this point, the velocity is v. So what is the distance moved? It is x. If we can write v square minus u square is equal to 2 into a into, let me write this distance as x. Okay. Now coming to v square and u square. See what is given in the question. A bullet loses 1/10 of its velocity, which, okay, there is a minor correction here. There should be 1/20th, or else the options won't match. Okay, so it is 1/20th of its velocity. Okay, so if it is u here and v as the final velocity, let us say if it is u, then v should be initial velocity minus 1/20th of the initial velocity, which is u. Okay, so it should be 20u minus u by 20, which is 19u by 20. Therefore, if the initial velocity is u, the final velocity should be equal to 19u by 20. Let us now bring this substitution factor here. So what do we get? V square is 19u by 20, the whole square, minus u square is equal to 2 into a into x. Okay. What is 19 square? 9 1 81, 18 is, no, sorry, just 17, 9, 361, right? So it's 361. So we have 361 minus 400, the whole upon 400 times u square is equal to 2 into a into x. Now what is 400 minus 361? It's 39. So we can say that minus 39 u square by 400 is equal to 2ax. Okay. Now, this x, what was this x? This x is basically the, or say the width of one plank, right? Width of one plank. Now, what will be the case if there are two such planks? What will be the total width? Total width would be 2x. Now, it is for the conceptual clarity that I have taken the diagram with planks which are placed at a distance. Ideally, the distance should be nearly 0 between these two, in which case there are two planks and therefore there are x plus x 2x distance. If there are 3 planks, the total distance would be 3x. If there are 4 planks, the total distance would be 4x. Now, do we know how many planks are there? No, which means we'll take it as n times distance of one plank, that is x. So, at some point, it was at this plank that the bullet was traveling like this, and after this plank the bullet stopped. Okay, so the bullet stopped here, which means the total displacement traveled here is 1 2 3 4 5 5x. Similarly, we don't know how many planks does it travel to finally come to S, therefore we take that as nx. Okay, now what we'll do is we'll analyze the complete motion. So for the complete motion of the bullet, which means the bullet is at rest finally, therefore v should be equal to 0. Now when we write the equation here, what do we write? V square is equal to u square minus 2a into s. Now what is this s here? What is s here? S is the distance or displacement when v is equal to 0. When v is equal to 0, it has traveled a displacement of nx, which means we have v square minus u square is equal to 2 into a into s, can be written as n times x, right? So I'll make a small rearrangement here. V square minus u square is equal to n into 2a x. Okay, now what is the value of v? V is 0. What else do we have here? We have minus u square is equal to n into, what is 2ax? 2ax we have found it out to be minus 39 upon 400. Now what will happen is minus and negative, minus becomes plus. We have u square here, u square and u square will cancel. So basically what we get is n is equal to 400 divided by 39. So 39 times 10 is 390. So 39 times 11 would be somewhere more than 415 something. So I'll assume that n is approximately greater than or say 10.2 or 10.3 maybe. Okay, do we have an answer like that? Okay, the closest answer is 11. So we'll go with option C, option 2C to be the correct answer. That is 11 planks would be required to reduce the velocity to, so number of planks required would be 11, such that the final velocity v becomes 0.